Hey everyone, it is 59 degrees. I am heading out to my garden to uncover my plants. This is my Florida butterfly garden. My garden has been designed by me as a habitat for butterflies from one end to the other. And we just had a freeze last night, but the warmer temperatures are here for the rest of the week. So I'm going to uncover these plants. But first, let me show you what I found when I came out earlier this morning. It is Saturday morning, and look, I want to show you. I just came out to my garden, and there's ice on top of the rainwater. That's how much rain we got. Look how full it is. This is my cart, and the top layer of it is ice. So we definitely had a freeze last night, and looking at some of my plants, I can tell, and I'm so glad I covered everybody, because this group here did not get covered, and you can see the tops of the porterweed rose, but down lower it'll be okay. Like, I'll trim it back and it'll grow back. It'll be fine. But I just want to show you what it looks like. So you can't really trim this off until you're sure you're not going to have any more freezes, because if you do, it'll push out new growth, and then if that new growth freezes, the plant has a really hard time coming back. So if I hadn't have covered everything, I would have had a garden, and the whole garden would kind of look like this. And this will get even worse looking as the days go by. And look, you can see there's ice on the bird bath. Isn't that something? That's like the whole thing. It's got a solid piece of ice. Yeah, look at these. Definitely suffered from freezing, but down lower, they're fine. So this will be fine. When I feel certain we're not going to have any more of that, I will just chop this all back and it will grow in. I'm just going to go through and uncover them all, and then I'll come back and show you if there's anything significant that I found. Hopefully everybody is just fine under their little covers. I didn't expect to be checking in so soon. My red fire spike did not fare well, even with the cover. I'm so disappointed. I think it's going to be fine. It looks good at the base. I'll probably just have to cut it back and let it regrow. But still, I'm kind of disappointed. Now I'm worrying about what the other things I covered with these covers are going to look like, because under that one is my Malaysian orchid. Oh no. Look at my poor sweet fire spike. Its little leathery leaves. Oh. But see, look, down here we're good. So I know it's going to be okay. I'll just have to chop it down to about here. Poor baby, I'm sorry. You can see that the Malaysian orchid was stressed, but I do believe it's going to be okay. But you can see, like, right here, look at these two new leaves that came out, and this leaf right here. You can see exactly where the cold, like, affected it, starting here. But again, I think it's going to be okay. On the other hand, my pagoda plant, not so much. It did not fare well under the little green cover. But interestingly, Norma, one of my fabulous viewers, brought me a little pagoda plant in a pot that I set in. Oh, listen how crunchy it is. That I set in here with this one, and it's fine. Now, why is that one fine and this one, not so much. So I hope this will come back. But I have that one. Yay. Thank you, Norma. Yeah, I'm looking under this one. Look at this porterweed. Not good. But down lower, it's fine. So it'll be okay. But this wasn't wasn't complete protection. And what's concerning is like we only got down into the like 32, 31. It wasn't like a hard freeze. So I know this is going to do practically nothing in a hard freeze. I wonder if I doubled them up, if they would do better. You can see the Pentas looks better than the porterweed for sure, but it also suffered a bit. But again, they'll be okay. The thing is, I want to cut them back right now, but I know I should wait. But I want to cut them back. But I'm going to wait. The potted pentas look fabulous. And so does my pentas garden. Y'all, the blankets, number one, way to go. Like they did it. So I think what I'll do, I mean, I'm not going to need them again this year because this was our last super cold weather. I declare it. But I am going to order some more just to have them for next year because those did the job. If you can see behind me, everything is looking good. Those blankets did the trick. And some of them are wet because it did rain through the last few days a little bit, and they had little pockets and puddled. And so I've put them in the sunny spot to dry, and they dried so fast. So that was good to see too. I've got this one clipped over the fence, and I've got the really big one out in the side yard being held down by a brick stick and bake in the sun, but it's already dry. There's my garden. All right, next on my list of fun things I want to do in the garden today, right up there beyond the milkweed garden that we're just waiting for to come out of dormancy, is a garden bed that is pretty much empty. I stuck a few pentas in there and I didn't cover them, so they're looking a little sad, but it'll be a good test. But it's pretty much completely empty. I have a raised planter I'm going to show you in a minute. I think I'm going to move it over here just to see what it looks like and to see if I like it there. Here it is right here, and there's actually tomatoes growing in it, but I didn't plant them there. They're just in the ground where it is, and we don't even eat tomatoes, but they come up because we tried growing them once, and so they keep coming up, and they're a host plant to the tomato hornworm. So we leave it for them in case they want to come and munch our tomato plants. They're welcome to them. But this is the planter I'm thinking about putting over there. Well, actually I am. I'm just going to move it and set it there and look at it, see what I think. I just kind of want to see what it looks like from here. It's kind of, it seems out of place. I don't know. What I was thinking, y'all let me know, is I could surround it with pentas or other shrubby plants so you won't notice the raised bed so much. But what I was thinking is I could fill this with zinnias and have a whole zinnia patch that will be higher up and out of reach of my dogs that love to eat zinnias. So I'm just going to leave it there for a little bit and see what I think about it. What do y'all think? Let me know. Should I leave it there and plant zinnias in it? I really don't have another specific use for it. Okay, now I pushed it to the front. That way it would be right up against the border grass. So on the front side, you won't notice it as much. It needs leveled out. It's crooked for sure. I don't know, because this is all like dormant stuff. It's going to grow in. I really think it would be camouflaged well, but then it would give some lift to the zinnias and really get them up. Or maybe since they'll be tall, maybe putting it towards the back. I think I like this the best. Let's go see it from over here. So imagine that with the zinnias all coming out of it, and then a bunch of flowering plants in front of it. Yeah, I think I like it like that. There's some pentas planted behind it that are hopefully going to grow back. So they would be like a backdrop. And then, you know how pentas can get ugly at the bottom? The planter would block that. Okay, yeah, it's coming together. I think so. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start throwing my yard trash in there until it gets about a third of the way full. And then I'll top it off with some soil. And I think I'll actually start the seeds in there and do them in little rows. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay. All right. Thanks for your help, everyone. You guys were great. I don't know if you remember, but last year I put a big plastic bin right down there and filled it with soil and some leftover climbing asters because the bin didn't drain and asters like the water, which I eventually took the asters out and moved them. Well, there was still a bunch of soil in the bin, so I moved it into there. Look, we've already got a head start on filling that thing up. Isn't that fabulous? And even better, this is a great space to plant a shrub. I can get another native shrub. How exciting. I brought my little Atala friend out to get some sunshine. It's still going to get in the 40s tonight, so I'm going to take it back in tonight. But then the rest of the week is 50s for lows. So tomorrow this little one's going to get to fly. I've got it hooked up to the trellis here. So it's just hanging. I emptied everything out so it can fly around, except there's a little rock in there to keep the wind from jostling it about. And it's flying really well. I was worried at first because it would do little jumps, but it wouldn't take off really well. But it is going to be just fine. I cannot wait to watch it fly tomorrow. You guys, this has been a really fun day. There's nothing like just getting out in your garden and trimming things and digging things, and especially when you've been stuck inside for a while. You guys, I was just out in my garden folding up the blanket in the side yard, not the garden. And there's a ton of pepperweed growing up here. Most people think of it as a weed, but this is a very important plant in Florida. It is the host to the great southern white butterfly. So if you have some growing in your yard, maybe try and mow around it so you don't, take out the little caterpillars. I love this stuff. The Biden's Alba patch got hit hard by the freeze, but I know it'll grow back. Meanwhile, I mean, look at all this sticks and underbrush. Makes great homes to all kinds of things. So we're just going to leave all that be. So look at the water hyssop. It did not do well in the freeze. The water hyssop that I have planted in the swamp milkweed garden. But it's so interesting because over here, the water hyssop that's just in water did just fine. So I'm going to try something. I have this cool pot that I got at a thrift store, like 99 cents. And I'm going to dig up one of those and just put it in here to see if it'll revive. Yeah, because it does not look happy at all. But there are some little live pieces, so it'll probably come back. And look at all of these Elliot's asters. They're coming up everywhere in here. And there's going to be narrow leaf sunflower coming up, and bushmint, clustered bushmint. Oh, well, that was easy. All right, so just pulled the whole thing out. I'm just going to set it in this pot, and then I'll go turn the hose on and look at my little helper, and I'll fill this pot with water. It's a little oak tree. And I'm going to set this. I have this little raised planter right back here, not far from the other one. Just that right in there. All right, let me go get it some water, and we'll keep an eye on this, see if it makes a great comeback. I might just get all of them and move them because they're just so much happier just in the water, just soaking in the water. I need to get my hose on anyway because I want to water all my pentas too. So that plant that I just moved, the Bacopa, it's called Bacopa moneri, or water hyssop. It's the host to the white peacock butterfly. Beautiful addition to any butterfly garden. Look at my verbenas. They're looking really good. I keep trimming them back and trimming them back so they'll bush out, and they're blooming, gorgeous purple shade, and they actually seem to love that cold weather. All right, it's the next day. It's Sunday. This video is going up Monday. I've got so much more to film, but I'm going to end for Monday, and I'll start filming for Wednesday and then Friday. Woohoo! Hummingbird's out right now. I'm looking at it, nectaring on my coral fire spike, which I trimmed it back. I trimmed everything back, y'all. I just did it. I couldn't stand it. I'm the worst person when it comes to stuff like that. But I will say, on my weather app, which I just checked, 10 days out, lows are 50s, and towards the end of the 10 days, 60s lows. Let's just have a little moment for that. And what else do I want to say? Oh, highs are 70s all the way through. That gets me to February 4th, and we're zone 10A, so our last freeze frost date is February 15th. So on February 4th, I'm only like 10, 11 days away from our safe. I went for it, y'all. I went for it, and if something bad happens, I'll just cover everything. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, but first, we have something very important to do. There is the sweetest, most adorable little Atala butterfly that is ready to fly. And honestly, y'all, I gotta tell you, I'm gonna miss this little one. We've been hanging out together for days, and I even, when I woke up this morning, I went and told it, you get to fly in the garden today. Who talks to butterflies? I do. All right, let me go get it. Okay, there's little Mr. Adorable, or Miss Little Adorableness. Oh my goodness. I think I'm going to release it under the sweet almond, since that's what it's been nectaring on its stay in my on my nightstand. And that way it'll know where to find its favorite food. So let's go. And there's my sweet almond. But I'm gonna set it under there and see if it doesn't like go up. Okay, I want to make sure, well, I'm holding the camera with one hand and unzipping with the other, and I just want to make sure I keep the camera on it because this little one is gonna go. It's right down there on the back of the door panel, but the zippers are being uncooperative. Come on, come on. All right, let me get my hand out of the way. We're gonna see it fly. Let me just flip this over. It went the other way. Come on, baby. Well, at least, let me get this unzipped. Look, you can see Ringo in the background. Okay, we're gonna do this the old-fashioned way. Okay, let me find a good flower. Here's one right here. Are you on? Okay. So much for my plan to let them fly free. Every once in a while, you just gotta give them a little helping hand. And plus, this one has been used to me picking it up and putting it on the sweet almond cuttings that I've been putting in daily for it. So it didn't seem to mind that I picked it up, and there we go. All right, I hope you find some friends and come back and visit anytime, or just stay. Just stay. Okay, bye, little sweetness. Okay, that was fabulous. And I'm gonna wrap up this video right now, but I'm gonna start filming more. So to see what happens next in my butterfly garden, tap the subscribe button and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and tap the like button on this video too. Okay, now I'll see you in the next one.